Okay, this is New Year's Day, and it's a good day. So what we're going to do now is we are on, I guess what we call phase 2 of our fence build, which is we're going to line up all the posts that we need on the main run here. The main run is about 230 feet. We're going to have anchors on either end, and then we're putting a wood post which is going to come off basically straight out from the house. I'll show you that when we get to that. And then we're going to put our T-post in. The T-post, per the manufacturer, is going to be about 15 feet on center. So sometimes if the run's a little smaller, then they might be a little closer than that. So they'll be about 15 feet on center. All of our supplies are over there. So now we're going to start on the first corner, which is going to be right here. Also, today is Sherlock's birthday. He is a New Year's doggy, and he is 6 years old. So he's going to have as much outside time as he can handle today. So as you can tell, he's pretty happy. Okay, all the 3 posts and the 2 braces are in. These are 4x4 posts, and then that's a 2x6 brace. And what we did is I put 2 3.5-inch lag screws into here on the top and the bottom, and then we got the same thing on the other end. Instead of zooming in, I'll just show you in a second. And so when the fence comes in, because this is a high tensile fence, it's going to come around the corner, and then when we come up and do the side over here, we'll have another one. So we'll actually have 2 braces on this corner, 1 on each side. So next up is going to be on the T-posts, which we'll start in a little bit. So let me go over and I'll show you the other ones. Okay, here's the T-post that's going to be at the end of the house on this side. The reason why we're putting we're putting a post here is, even though we got this big half acre area that we're going to fence, we want to have the children, especially at night, not have the entire half acre so we can actually see them. So we're doing what we call a nighttime fence area. So we're going to have a supplemental fence go from here to the end of the house. And instead of it bracing off of a T-post here, we put a regular post. Then we're putting a 4-foot gate. So then when they can actually roam around, we'll just have the gate open. They can utilize the whole half acre. And then at night or early in the morning, when we're not really coherent or it's dark, then we can keep them in the backyard. But as you can see, this spot here where the permanent nighttime area is going to be significantly larger than their little temporary fence right now. And so it's Sherlock's birthday today, so he gets to go out as much as he wants to. So now he's saying hi to the compost. So as you can see, we moved our tent. That's the permanent area where we wanted it, so we went ahead and moved it. So yeah, that's about it. After we start driving the T-posts, then, well, that'll be the next phase. Okay, it's T-post time. We have 6-foot T-posts that we got from, I think, Tractor Supply. And we also got a T-post driver. This is an 18.5-pound T-post driver. When I did these, I used an 8-pound sledgehammer, and that was a real pain. So we decided to bite the bullet and get a dedicated T-post driver. So we will see how that goes. So what we're going to do is, about every 15 feet or so on down the line here, we're going to put T-posts. What I did was, instead of using just a string, this is actually a 300-foot tape measure that I got from Harbor Freight. It's a cheap one, but it does what we want it to do. So I think we have 12 T-posts that we got to put on this line, so wish us luck.
Here's Jeff installing the T-post.
All right, here's all the T-posts in. It took me an average of 7 drops in order to get it down. We wanted to get these down to about 4.5 feet. So the T-posts are a little bit above where the fence is going to be. The fence is 47 inches high, and we want it to be about 4 inches off the ground if we can. So that would be about 51. And so the smallest one I think is like 52 or 53. So we should be good. But there they are. It took us, I don't know, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe to do all these. So that T-post driver, at least at the Tractor Supply we were looking at in our area, they had 2 different T-post drivers. They had one that was $50 that was 16.5 pounds, and they had this one here which was 18.5 pounds and $36. I would definitely advise getting a heavier one. Then they also had a spring mounted one, and don't even get me started on that. The spring mounted might help your arms a little bit, but it will not drive anything into the ground. So that's the T-posts done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start up on this side here. And so we got to finish the other corner of this brace. And then we're putting a 4-foot gate in the middle of this run on the back over here. And then that will be our main long run, which is about 270, 280 feet of single run. We're going to get that done hopefully tomorrow. Okay, this section is done. We put in a round post where my bag is. A 4-foot gate is going on that side. We got it braced. Then we got 1 T-post in the center. And then we got the corner finished. So on the corner here, we have it angled both directions. So the force, when we tighten up the fence, it's going to go away from my hand. And so now it's braced on both sides. You can, if you want to, do a single brace and stick it on a 45-degree angle. But I didn't want to do that because it'd be a hazard and a mowing hazard. So yeah, today we set 6 posts. We put in 4 these 2x6 brackets, and we set a total of 13 T-posts. And so I call that a good day's work. Then tomorrow's going to be the fun part. We're actually going to get our first piece of the fence, and which I'll show in a second. So let me just walk over there real quick. Okay, here's the fence itself. This is a field fence. Each of these bundles is 330 feet long, and as you can see, the horizontals are tighter, at least on the one closest on the left side, and then they progressively get larger. The reason for that is they like having the spacing, the horizontal spacings closer at the bottom than the top. So the bottom will be on this side, top will be on this side. So each one of these bundles weighs 120 pounds. And so everything that we did today, which starts over here at that round post in the corner, goes all the way along the back, and turns that corner, and then stops. Well, the weather vane's sitting in front of the round post right now, but let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, there's the round post behind the weather vane, and it's going to stop there. And we've never done fence like this before, so this will be interesting. I don't know if it's going to take an hour or if it's going to take all day. This fence here Now we have up right now, this is just a regular welded fence, and we just hand stretched it, but as you can tell, you could tell this is a temporary job. So this permanent fence is what they call a high tensile strength fence. So we got all the equipment. I'll show all that in the next video to where we can get it and hopefully stretch it and tie it off and put it in place, and maybe it actually will do what it's supposed to. So that's it for today. And next up is stretching a fence.